Let me ask you about the Alberta MOU. You guys came out pretty hard against it. Premier Smith says she likes it. Do you give her some credit for getting...
Plenty of credit. To be clear, what we're against, I'll tell you what we're for and what we're against.
Okay.
We're against the industrial carbon tax that the federal government is imposing on Albertans.
Which is why it wasn't in your motion.
That's right. We didn't want to move a motion supporting a tax that drives up the cost of building homes and producing food and hurts our industry at the same time. So we're against that. We're in favor of getting rid of the Liberal production cap, the Liberal electricity regulations. That's a good thing. And on the pipeline, obviously we want a pipeline. We just don't believe that Mark Carney is sincere in his reversal on that. He opposed the original Northern Gateway pipeline, as did his party, which killed it. And he can't even, and he has simultaneous right now Liberal MPs who tweet out their opposition to the construction of a pipeline to the Pacific and basically tell their voters the pipeline will never happen. So we wanted Mr. Carney to start speaking out of one side of his mouth and say, do you support approving a pipeline to the Pacific? We'll put it in a motion, vote on it in the House of Commons. He voted against the pipeline because that's where he really stands.
Premier Smith the other day was saying, well, there's another way we could do it, and that would be the nutrient route. And so you would go down to the U.S. Pacific Northwest coast. How concerned are you about Canadian companies just deciding, because there is still so much uncertainty, Nutrien, $1 billion U.S. Investment in an American port, TC Energy, $8 billion going into cap expense in the U.S. this year. Enbridge also putting most of that in there. You've got the auto parts plants in Ontario buying up American production facilities and companies because, well, they need the certainty. How much does that concern you that Canadian companies and Canadian governments, in the case of Premier Smith, are saying maybe the safest route is to build our business in the U.S.?
I think it's terrible, and I don't begrudge the Premier for looking for other ways, but isn't it sad that it would be easier for us to get Alberta oil to the Pacific by going through the U.S. rather than going through our own country? I don't know about you, but I find that really sad. Why not allow all of the northern British Columbia communities to benefit from the enormous job creation that would be involved in laying a pipe from Hardisty to Prince Rupert or Kitimat? Why not allow Canadian steel to go into that pipe? It'll be American steel if it's built in the U.S., because the tariff would make it impossible for it to be a Canadian steel-based project. So again, I don't blame Danielle for that. I think she's just trying to do anything she can to get our resource to market. I blame Mark Carney and the Liberals for blocking a Canadian pipeline.